Hello. Comrades, take your seats. Good morning. Good morning, comrades. Please take your seats. Camarades, prenez vos places, s'il vous plaît. On va commencer. Comrades, please take your seats. We will start. Please come in and take your seats. Camarades, venez, prenez vos places, s'il vous plaît.
Please, comrades, could you please take your seats so we can start?
Προεδρείο, για Προεδρείο είπες, Άντα. Για Προεδρείο είπες τίποτα. Είπες για Προεδρείο. Πες ότι θα είναι Ιταλοί και τέτοια. Και κάλεσε τη Σύνθια. Πού είναι η Σύνθια? Πες ότι...
Comrades, for the Presidium today, we will have trade unionists and volunteers from the young sector of USB that will be in the Presidium together with our President and our GS. So, Comrade Cynthia, Comrade Pierpaolo, please advise your people to take their seats. Pour le Présidium ce matin, on va avoir des cadres et des jeunes syndicalistes de la USB. Donc, on les invite.
So, as I said before, we are going to have some trade unionists from the USP at the Presidium today. So, please, could they take their place on the podium at the Presidium?
Hear me?
Yes, of course.
Okay? Okay. Okay. So I don't repeat. We start our last day. Today we haven't so much time because many delegates have to return and many of us have the flights. So please, we have to be quick, precise, and go on with our work. So we start calling on the floor Comrade Devroy. On behalf of Committee of Resolution that yesterday he received from the delegates.
Comrades,
Sorry.
first of all, on behalf of the Resolution Committee...
Comrade Devroy, sorry, 10 minutes.
First of all, on behalf of the Resolution Committee, I extend our greetings and thanks and oblige to the comrades, those who have responded by submitting points, suggestions, amendments, etc. Before I come to that, I would like to reiterate, yesterday, my colleague in the Resolution Committee, Comrade Nico from Parme, Greece, has presented before you specific motion or resolution, whatever you called it. So those have been accepted by us. I may remind you, there are 12 motions or resolutions which have been presented to you and being adopted in the conference now. I'll just, first, number 1, resolution with Palestine, resolution against Russia-Ukraine war, resolution solidarity with Cuba, decision on Cyprus problem, resolution against private pension, resolution solidarity supporting the encouraging developments in of the Korean workers, and then solidarity with Niger, solidarity with Turkey, solidarity with the workers of Venezuela, solidarity with Iran workers against US sanction, then Pakistan worker solidarity, and last is solidarity with the workers of Greece. So these are the 12 separate resolutions already submitted to you yesterday, and it is being proposed to be adopted here. In addition to that, some comrades have given suggestions. We have considered them in the Resolution Committee. We had a meeting today morning, also we had a meeting, and we have considered mainly on the question of pension. Our comrades from AITUC has given some suggestions. Some of these suggestions are really administrative matter. Some have even suggested the future leadership pertaining to Comrade Mavrikos. Those who have been separated, separately considered, and they will get reflection in the speeches of the President and the General Secretary. Some administrative matter to open regional office, that will be considered by the newly elected Secretariat and the Presidential Council, and specific issues I have already told, some right to food and other things. Now, these are the issues which have come before us, and finally, what we are proposing to you, that within next 3 days, what we are going to do, all these suggestions have been scrutinized, they shall be further scrutinized, and wherever possible should be incorporated in the resolution presented to you by me yesterday, and the correction of language, translation of language, all these things we are committing to you shall be completed within the next 3 days, and thereafter it shall be sent to all our WF2 affiliates and the leaders, cadres, for taking them in the field for action. So due to time constraint, I really don't like to take any further time for this. This is in totality, and we thank, and whichever has been suggested, nothing to oppose, to suitably incorporate only, that we are undertaking. With this very brief submission, I recommend to the 18th Conference of WFTU here to adopt the resolution for implementation and march forward. Thank you very much.
have a suggestion?
I send notification for solidarity with Yemen.
Okay. Comrade De Bruyne, one comrade, he said and suggests to have separate resolution for Yemen. Okay? I think we agree. We agree. Okay. Yes, comrade. Okay, we are ready to vote about about the final resolution with the title Rome Declaration. Okay, who are in favor? We need to our hands up, our hands grow up. In favor. Thank you, comrades. Against? Some other? Okay, thank you very much. We adopt. Now.
Okay, comrade, now we invite on the floor the President, Mike Makawa, for the conclusion of the Congress.
Thank you very much, Comrade Cynthia. Good morning, comrade. Today is the last day of our Congress. We are concluding the work of our Congress. We have been openly, democratically, militantly discussing. We have 426 delegates, 94 countries, 91 speakers speak freely, openly, and democratically so. It was once during the debate in this Congress challenged that were not democratic enough or were not democratic because some countries spoke more than one person. We want to clarify this point, comrade, because we think it is unfair. For instance, the reference was India and France, that more than one person spoke. India alone, in this Congress, in this union, in this federation, command 25 million members. Therefore, it can appear that it is India who's speaking alone, but it is the capacity and the largeness of that country and comrades who are representing different structures in that country. We can't help, comrades, the fact that in France, we have two general secretary of two TUI. So those comrades speak on different of their structures. So they both coming from France. This is a WFTU that it never changes its direction and its tradition. We are democratic, we are openly, and discussion is free. As it was before, it is still the same. Remember, in 1949, how democratic it was, even to the stage of spirit. Comrades, internationalism in this Congress prevail, the solidarity in this Congress prevail, the nature and the culture of an international trade union like us What mostly important amongst ourselves as a different countries and different continent is a solidarity. Even the resolution that today we have adopted are based on solidarity. We committed to the solidarity of people of Palestine. But Comrade George, we want comrades from Palestine to be united. The unity of Palestine, comrade, is important for us, of those who are outside of Palestine, to deliver the solidarity message and the solidarity action. But the importance and the unity of Palestine is paramount to their struggles. Therefore, international solidarity will work and it will be important. Remember, Palestine struggle, Palestine revolution is not our revolution. It's a revolution of people of Palestine. We are solidarity payers because we know the struggle and we want the Palestinian people to succeed. For them to succeed, we must be united in Palestine, in action. We must speak one language. The only way, comrade, we are going to defeat Israel, apartheid, and its armament is a unity of people of Palestine. Our cadres knows the class-oriented trade union federation, WFTU. Our cadres claim and want more aligned internationally and the class-oriented, because it is only our class that gives us conviction and allow us to wake up in the morning and fight, because we know that we're defending our class. There is no class that can beat the other class, comrade. It is us. It is us who must protect our own class. It is our class that must defend itself. It is our class that must succeed. It is our class that must come and direct the line of the world. It is our class that must prevail. We're closing the Congress today. And we want to put forward to this Congress that George Mavrikos remain as an honorable president of WFTU. This was proposed several times in the Congress. We therefore put it into the House that George Mavrikos must remain honorable president. Thank you very much. We don't produce cadres for other classes. We don't produce our own people, our own cadres for any other person except ourselves. The working class, if it is serious about itself, it must not lose its cadres despite of positions. We also want to propose, comrade, that the central office of WFTU remains in Athens. That office stays there, that we continue with the support we have from PAME, We continue the support you have everywhere else, and that office remains in Athens. And we hope that this is in order with this Congress. With those comrades, this Congress has come on an end, and I suppose from here we'll do the last items, and then that will be done. Comrade, I would be failing if I don't say this. I'm impressed by the leadership of France to see many more young people involved in the trade union. I'm impressed by the leadership of USP to see many more young people involved in the trade union. This is important. This is important because if we have not done this, from 1945 till today, this important organization of Moses Mabhida in South Africa, this important organization of Comrade Zakaria in Sudan would have not existed. It is important that youth must be molded in this organization and youth must be taken through in this organization. Hence, it's important, comrade, that we train our cadres, we educate our cadres, we sharpen young people along in our class orientation view and our direction. But I want to say to young people, listen to me. Listen to me, young people. Trade union is an organization of people that must be calm, that must be ordinary, that must be humble. When you lead workers, don't lead your head. Don't allow power to come to your head. Make sure that you understand why you're leading. And you must never, ever take the working class for granted. Because if you do that, you are going to find yourself in trouble. This is an important organization, and this is an organization of workers. Therefore, it needs to be carried with care. Don't play about it. You are young, but it doesn't mean your youngness must be carries you away and you lose the important things. This is important. You are young, we need you, and we need to make sure that you understand the struggle. This is a struggle. This is a struggle of people who don't have against those that they have. And it is our case that we want to control and run the means of production. We want to be in charge. We do not want capitalism to determine our life. With those comrades, we want to thank you again to the GS of USP, the leadership of USP, Comrade Cynthia, and also to you, comrade delegates, who decided to put your marks and get into the difficulties of flight and go and test for coronavirus, but determined to come to a Congress in Rome. Thank you very much. Thank you again, and thank you very much. Thank you.
As you just now see, we have a charismatic president. And because of this, I think that if you agree, we are ready to vote for the new period of Mike as President of World Federation of Trade Unions. Wait, dear brothers. Also, we received yesterday another application request, another proposal for the position of President of WFTU from Pakistan, with signatures from our members and our friends for our cadres. We respect, of course, Pakistan. Big country with the important role in the area, also with the class-oriented trade union movement, with in difficult situation, crucial problems for the working class and for the young generation, and especially for the children, etc. We respect country, working class of Pakistan, and our members, our cadres. But I think that the new leadership of World Federation of Trade Unions, the new leadership, will sit and to think deeper, to give one role in the Pakistan. We know that Brother Haji Mohammed Sahed, who he is candidate for the position of President of WFTU, he has a big experience, more than 50 years in trade unions. And the new leadership of World Federation of Trade Unions will be useful for our ranks to use the experience of Brother Haji Mohammed. Now I think that we are ready to vote, and you know that already we have a charismatic president from South Africa, also very important country, like Pakistan. Also South Africa play very important and crucial role. The trade union movement has a very, very deep history, heroic history, guide from the forces of militant cadres. You know that the majority of you know probably that in the difficult days, in illegal period, all forces, militant forces in illegal movement, they were in the ranks of WFTU, with the Moses Mabida, who was vice president of WFTU, and later in the Africa, especially in Mozambique, as I know from the illegal history of your country, Mike, he was the leader of a illegal army. He left from Prague and go to Mozambique, and he was leader of the army forces of South African struggle against apartheid. Also, Mike, he is cadre of COSATU. We discussed with Jingi, president of COSATU, with Kamarad Begi, general secretary of COSATU, with other Zola, etc. And all of them, they agree that they give the main task of Mike to continue as president of WFTU. If you agree with this suggestion, we need to vote with your hands. Okay, comrades, thank you. Congratulations, Mike. receive the floor. Okay? For the suggestion, for the conclusion, for the nominations, etc.
الآن نعطي الكلمة إلى الأمين العام جورج مافريكوس لاختتام الاقتراحات والخلاصة. أيها الرفاق والرفيقات، الأخوة والأخوات، في البداية
Also, I want to express on behalf of all of us, of all of you, of all members of World Federation of Trade Unions from every continent, from every corner all over the world, our thanks and our congratulations for our comrades of USB, because they prepared and they organized these very good conditions for all of us, and to have all these works 3 days. Really, we appreciate, and because of this we believe that the regional office, European regional office, which from today we decided to have headquarters in Rome, in the hands of Pier Paolo Leonardi, we are sure that the new period will strengthen our struggles in the Europe will start. Brothers and sisters, dear colleagues, comrades in the common struggles, αυτή η ομιλία μου
This speech will be my last speech, the last speech I make as General Secretary of the WFTU. In a few hours, we will pass the baton to younger militants to continue the great marathon of history of the World Trade Union movement. So, let me take a few minutes for a brief account with some necessary explanations and a comradely and sincere farewell. First of all, let me tell you that I feel lucky and complete, full of experiences of this long course and the unforgettable militant journey that we shared. Born on a small island with 2,000 inhabitants, born by seafared parents, we lived far outside the village and had to walk 2 hours in the morning to get to the primary school, and another 2 hours in the evening to get back to the ship's head. Those were years when children grew up faster than their age. From a very young age, I saw my father arguing and fighting with the traders who came to buy our lambs, our cattle, our cheese products. But I always remember my father arguing with those traders, but I could not understand the cause of their quarrel. In my little child mind, I could not understand why. I was in ignorance. And when, at the age of 14, I emigrated from the island to Athens, to the capital of Greece, there, in the great school of life and practice, I began to understand the truth. Then my question was solved. In Athens, we were buying meat at very high prices, while our parents on the island had sold it to the merchants at very low prices. So, step by step, I started my journey from very low, and step by step, I reached and met all of you and all those countless thousands and millions of militants in every corner of the planet who walk by the side of the WFTU across the globe. My first contact with the WFTU was in Sofia, in socialist Bulgaria in 1976, at the offices of the Sectoral Union of Agricultural Products and Forests, as it was then called. Later on, in 1983, it was in Budapest, in socialist Hungary, that I attended the WFTU seminars, and later on, in 1986, 1987, in the Soviet Union, at the magnificent offices in Leninsky Prospect, Moscow, in the central offices of the WFTU. I had the fortune to meet famous trade union leaders, among them Gennady Yanayev, leader of the Soviet trade unions and vice president of the WFTU for many years. And he was also vice president of the State of the Soviet Union. That is to say, great leaders. And of course, those years, it could not cross my mind that my course would be so closely tied to the WFTU. But the needs of the struggle and the internationalism of the class-oriented trade union movement in Greece, combined with the world's shaking changes in the world situation, with the overthrows of 1989, 1991, determined the course of many of us. They sealed our lives forever. As simple and conscious soldiers of the labor trade union movement of our country, soldiers of the labor trade union movement of our homeland, descendants of the Unitary General Confederation of Greece, GSE, Ergas, ESAC, and PAME, we did not refuse to join and take on responsibilities and duties where the needs demanded it. Thus, from 2000 to 2005, from the position of the Vice President of the WFTU and Coordinator of the European Regional Office, and from December 2005 up to this time, from the position and responsibilities of the General Secretary, we tried with all our forces, resources and knowledge to be worthy of the honor we were given. The course we have followed from 2005 to the present day is one that most of you know very well because we have worked together, either in the Secretariat or in the Presidential Council or the regional offices. We have worked together. The success to pull the WFTU out of the mud and get it to where it is today is a collective success. It is a collective result. This is something that I say, I underline, and I believe. Without everyone's participation, action, criticism, and observations, we would not have achieved so much. The base unions and the workers themselves have played a big part in this course. Thank you, and I embrace you all together and one by one. At the same time, a big role, a great role, has been played by all the comrades and colleagues who at times I have been fortunate to have by my side. During all these 17 years being WFTU General Secretary, as colleagues and assistants throughout these 20 years inside the WFTU. Anda Anastasaki, Alexandra Liberi, Vaso Mukanu, Maria Baruti, Lorena Jaime, Tasia Kutsoupi, Dimitra Kyriazi, Kali Patuna, Maria Katsarelli, and Christoforos Yakoumelos, George Bazionis, Petros Petru, Ferhat Toum, Elias Ahmed, Elias Baltas, the Palestinians Ahmed and Rahim Siha. I say to them a big, heartfelt thank you. I apologize for the many times I upset them, and I express my, because there were some times that our temperament brought us to some little quarrels. And I apologize for many times I upset them, and I express my admiration and love for them forever. You were the tireless workers of the WFTU during these 20 years, those who have offered your knowledge, education, and time 24 hours a day, either in Africa, either in Latin America, regardless of the time zone. They are at your disposal 24 hours per day. They always are by your side. You can find them with their only reward being moral recognition and the satisfaction of giving. Dear colleagues, I find it a very complex matter to be able to choose good colleagues in our work and our responsibilities in the movement. To choose good colleagues, because if someone chooses based on who agrees with who will be obedient and who will say yes to you immediately, then you will fail. With yes men, you can put together a bureaucratic mechanism to keep someone stable without moving forward, but never a ready and fighting battalion that will be determined and always ready to fall into the fire for the purposes of the WFTU and the class struggle. Such a battalion where my colleagues in the WFTU, being at your disposal day and night to answer your questions, being by your side, with your unions, your countries, and your struggles. Dear friends, in this journey of struggle, I must mention with my appreciation and respect some people that are not here today, most of them, apart from two, because they have passed away, retired, or changed their area of responsibility. I have been lucky to work with important personalities of internationalists, such as the Indian Mahendra, the president of the AITUC, Pandey from CITU India, such as the Cubans Pedro Ros, Salvador Valdez Mesa, Raimundo Navarro, the beloved Ramon Cardona, for us Ramonin, Gilda, the Brazilian Wagner Gomez, the Syrian Mohamed Saban Ajouz, the Vietnamese Kuti Hau, the Syrian Adib Miro, the South African Eric Stalin Chali, Kleanthis Kleanthous from Cyprus, George Pontikos from Greece, and of course, two great comrades who are both delegates to the 18th Congress, the world, one virtual and the other one with physical presence. The worthy son of the working class of Peru, Valentin Pacho, and the Indian militant Hariharan Mahadevan from India. It may seem paradoxical, but I find it useful to tell you that I personally have been improved in our work by both the opponents and the enemies of the WFTU, because in ideological and organizational confrontation, they force you to strengthen and modernize your arsenal, your arguments, to defend and to counterattack. During all these years, comrades, we have tried to help and promote the role of many young cadres, women, youth, workers, scientists, specialists, and ideological cadres. We insist and deeply believe that our cadres and the new generation that actually can listen to us now we need in the struggle of the class-oriented trade union struggle, we need cadres who have belief in the working class and its historic mission. Belief makes you bold in the battle, bold in the struggles. Our cadres need to improve their knowledge and ideological level every day, because with knowledge, one learns how to fight properly. We have to know the history of the movement. And we held some important initiatives during all these years at local, sectoral, regional, national, and international level. We also find it crucial to fight for the WFTU first and foremost inside our own country. Inside our own country, our own sector, our own workplace. Each of us is mainly judged there. Because it is easy to come here and say all the time, long live the WFTU. This is easy. But whereas inside the factory, inside the country, one tells nothing. Silence. So each one of us is mainly judged mainly in his sector. So our cadres must be internationalist, anti-fascist, anti-racist, respectful of refugees and migrants. And they have also to be judged by the results of their work, by their actions, and not by their words. They have to be courageous and fearless in the face of the class enemy, the exploiters and their instruments. They have to expose without pity the slanderers of the WFTU and its militants. One good militant inside the trade unions, inside the ranks of the world class-oriented trade union movement, has to be respected, has to be loved by his or her colleagues and his or her family environment. He or she has to take care of their spiritual, mental, and physical health in order to be ready and resistant to the difficulties of the class struggle, because class struggle is harsh and needs sacrifice. Each militant of the class-oriented trade union movement has to have warm heart for the worker, cold mind in order to take decisions, and clean hands so that he has to be respected by workers. Several of our cadres have many of these characteristics, and for this reason, we believe that this upward militant course of the WFTU can continue. Among our cadres, there must be mutual respect, mutual understanding, and a common attitude in the defense of the WFTU. For me, all this year, dear comrades, anyone who attacked the WFTU unjustly, anyone who slandered our comrades became immediately my enemy. Anyone who slandered our comrades, anyone who attacked our cadres unjustly, anyone who collaborated with the bourgeois class, the imperialists and their organs, was immediately an enemy for me. And there are many examples for this. And because I see, I'm going to tell you the example from Venezuela, where we had a female cadre, a woman unionist in the Presidential Council, who suddenly, after contacts and visits to the United States, as she returned, she began defending the positions of the US inside Venezuela. She was a member of the WFTU Presidential Council. We sent her, we ousted her on the same day. And we said, agents of the imperialists and of the bosses, we don't need them. Anyone who may be this person, we have to be clear. Dear comrades, the basic, the final criterion for everything is what happens in practice. Because life and practice judge both policies and strategies and tactics. Because life and practice either confirm or prove something wrong or right. So we try to judge our cadres by the action and deeds. Their action and deeds in their own country, in the workplaces, in front of the bases. And by their firmness in the values and ideals of the class struggle. Stability from beginning to the very end. Because as we say in Greece, the latter actions honor the former ones. Dear comrades, colleagues, I know that many of you are wondering, or at least you have been wondering until yesterday, are we going to proceed properly? Will we continue in the same line? Will we move forward united? Or are we going to have difficulties? While the others, more anxious, were gathering signatures, asking for George Mavrikos to remain as General Secretary for another term. Several, such as from Latin America, Asia, Africa, a month ago they asked for Zoom meetings in order to discuss your concerns. And I believe that we persuaded you that there is the base in order for us to move forward with the same direction. I would like to tell you personally that your feelings are an honor to us. Personally, I interpret and receive this appreciation and support from you, first and foremost, as a support for the line we have followed all these years, as an appreciation for our common basic choices, as satisfaction for our common success in restoring pride in the WFTU and its history. And at the same time, I receive this appreciation as a comradely greeting to the class trade union movement in Greece, to PAME, which has consistently supported the course of the WFTU for 20 years. We thank you all for this stance. But, dear comrades, I will tell you clearly and directly what I have believed and continue to believe throughout my social and political course. That no one is irreplaceable. The irreplaceable ones are only in the cemeteries and in the cemeteries. This is the only truth in this matter. You all know that I announced publicly in good time from the 17th World Trade Union Congress podium that this would be my last term, and so it will be. Because this is the right thing to do. The leader should leave on time. Alive. Proud and thriving. Not being kicked out. Not getting old and crawling. To go out victorious against the time. Not to feel pity for him or her and tolerate him or her. So, I would like to tell you personally, but also for the interest of the WFTU, an appeal. So, we will all support the new General Secretary of the World Federation of Trade Unions. We have to commit ourselves. So, we will show understanding. We will understand possible weaknesses. We will make suggestions and observations, and when necessary, criticism. You all have experience on these matters. Criticism, self-criticism, and positive and emulation are our tools in order to be in harmony with our principles, our history, and the principles of class struggle, and the directions of the class struggle. I would like to sum up and conclude by telling the responsibility to continue united and strong is both collective and individual, of each and every one of us. And the new leadership has the duty, and it will pay attention to these matters, every one of us, and each trade union in the base. You have the experience and the knowledge in order to act inside the procedures of the WFTU to put our questions. Dear brothers, dear sisters, dear comrades, dear fellow travelers, this is what I believe, and this is what I testify here before you all. as the experience of 50 years of social and political struggles that I, like many of you, have in our course here in the Congress. I have no instructions, directions, or dictates to live. Everything I had to say and do through the WFTU, I have tried to say and tried to put it into practice all these years with my action, with my speeches, with my articles, with my writings. So here I stand before you as an open book, just like we have worked for all these years. I greet you, dear comrades. We continue the struggle until the final victory. Long live the WFTU. Long live international proletarian internationalism. Long live the WFTU. Viva! Long live the USB. Long live the 18th World Trade Union Congress. Until the final victory.
Okay, thank you, comrades. Now I will give you some information about the voting, about the new body. Already, I think the voting papers are ready, Tasia. Okay, you need to wait. So, I will give you some information. Until now, in the governing body, in the Presidential Council, it was 55 cadres, 5-5. Now, because WFTU grow up on members level, in all levels, etc., our suggestion it is for 61, from 55 to 61 members of Presidential Council. In the Presidential Council, which we have until today, the women were 4. Now we have in our list 8. It means 100% more than the previous number. Okay, we know that also 8 women are not so good, but this is the picture, you know, as I know, of course, in our unions, in our base, we need to pay attention about this, but this is the situation. From 61 cadres, which we suggest you will receive in a few minutes the voting paper, 22 colleagues are new suggestion for first time. And they are very important and of course, they have a big experience. For example, Brother Gamarat Becky, General Secretary of COSATU, he is a new suggestion, but he is very strong and with big experience as General Secretary of COSATU. Or Kamarat Gebali from General President of ETUF, Egypt, more than 5 million, 6 million members. It means that 22 cadres they, for the first time, they participated, they are in our voting paper. We have also, regional by regional, I will give you the picture. From Asia, from 69, 13. From Africa, 11. From Americas, all Americas, North, Mesoamericas, South, 17, 1-7. It means that from Latin America, 9, Caribbean, Central America, Mesoamerica, 7, and North America, 1. After many years, we have today in our papers our brother Cliff Smith to be member of Presidential Council from USA, from Los Angeles. From Arab area also, we have 7 in our list, 7 cadres. We believe, dear brothers and sisters, that all of us, all of our colleagues who they participate in the voting today, they are very strong with experience, younger, oldest, women from all sectors and country by country from all corners. Because of this, we believe that will be good. Better body as Presidential Council than the previous, than which we have until today. So, I don't read now all names. In a few seconds, our colleagues, they will give you the paper. Also for the Financial Control Committee, we have 7 cadres, and also in our paper, George, can you give me one paper, because I have not the final. I have, of course, the preparation, but I have not the thank you, Dacia. Okay, this is the paper in front page and the second page. At the end, we put some other nominations. We as committee, as leadership, we support the first names, and if you want to support from the other nominations, it is up to you. You are free. If you don't want to support one from the candidates, you have to delete, because it is more easy to delete from to put name by name from the list with 75 names. Βάλτε τον κόσμο μέσα. Όχι, όχι εδώ.
Comrades, please take your seats. Comrades, please take your seats. Camarades, prenez vos places, s'il vous plaît. Asseyez-vous.
Γιώργο, για πετάξου. Πού μετράνε αυτοί, πού μετράνε. Να ρωτώ πως ναι, ότι είμαστε εντάξει για να ξεκινήσουμε.
Άκυρα, αυτά τα μετρήσουν ή όχι?
Ναι, πόσα άκυρα έχουν.
Αυτά, πόσα άκυρα έχουν?
Πόσοι ψηφίσανε δεν ξέρει.
Μαρία, Χριστόφορος, Πέτρος.
Άντα, μετά αυτά, μετά. Τώρα έχουμε άλλη δουλειά. Μετά αυτά, μετά.
Περιμένω στο μισό. Ναι, έλα μπαμπή. Έλα μπαμπή. Εδώ είμαι δίπλα.
Τα άκυρα να μας πούνε.
Ναι, γράφουμε. Ναι, αυτό το παμάκι.
Πες του Πέτρου.
Μπαμπής.
Τον Πέτρο, δώσ' τον Πέτρο.
Είναι, κάτσε θες να...
Πέτρο. Α, πες μου. Τα άκυρα πες μου μόνο. Άκυρα. Εντάξει, έγινε. Γεια. Η καταμέτρηση πώς λέγεται. Okay. Dear colleagues, please sit down. Already we have the results from the committee of voting. 42 people. They add some names, more names in the voting paper, and because of this, we cancel this way. It means that all other comrades, they support and they gave voting in favor of the suggestion of nomination committee. Because of this, allow me to inform you and to call all the new leadership, because already our Presidential Council, the new Presidential Council, was in meeting and already voted, and unanimously, all together, without any against, they decided for the next, which I will read now. And please, I will call one by one to come here for one common photo as new leadership. And at the end, the new General Secretary, he will address to the Congress, and after we finish our Congress with the Song of International. So, from member of Presidential Council, our comrade from Angola, Maria Ruth Contreras Luis, please come here, comrade. Comrade from Argentina. No, Ernesto, you need to wait. Okay, no. Argentina, Ernesto Trigui, fanatic with Maradona. He is member of Secretariat of World Federation of Trade Unions. New member of Secretariat. The new General Secretary and all cadres, they need to pay attention because now in Secretariat we have two people, two cadres, who they are enemies among the football. Divanilton Pereira, Deputy General Secretary, come, fanatic with Pelé, They are very close friends, but in football they are very, very one against other. Brother Yaqub from Bahrain, Vice President of WFTU. From Bangladesh, Ahmed, who he is absent. From Basque Country, Igor Arroyo, member of Presidential Council. Antoinette from Cambodia, from Cameroon, he didn't receive visa to come here. Member of Presidential Council, José Ortiz Arco, Chile, José Ortiz. Chile. Member of Secretariat from Congo, Vincent Kapenga from Congo, Francophone area from Congo, Kapenga, member of Secretariat. Πού είναι ο Καπέγκα? Καπέγκα. Vice President from the Latin America and Caribbean area, Camarade from CTC Cuba, Ulises, Camarade Ulises from CTC, come here. Viva Cuba Libre! Viva Fidel, viva Raúl! From Czech, go out. All times, the last second, Mohammed, excuse me, but it is no good. I don't know. From Czech Republic, Stanislav Grosip, new member of Presidential Council. Come here, Pek, come here. Without speech, come here. We have problem with our with our flights. But in last time from Egypt, Mohammed, he wants to explain us something. Okay, from the morning we were together. Excuse me, Mike.
Go ahead.
I apologize in front of you. From DPR Korea, Park In Hall, Vice President of WFTU. Edgar Sarago Korea from Ecuador, leader of CTE of Ecuador. Please, Edgar, come here. Mohamed Gebali from Egypt. Edgar, please. Mohamed Gebali from Etouf, Egypt. Julian Hook, member of Vice President. Julian Hook, Vice President, General Secretary of WIS Agroalimentary. Mathieu Bollier Rebat from France. member of Secretariat. You are very famous. You are very famous. Mathieu, with feeling and spirit, yes, they are very good. Now, from Gabon, Vice President Etienne Moussavou, Camarade Etienne, Vice President. From PAME, from Greece, George Peros, Deputy General Secretary, Member of Secretariat. Suarez, Camarade Suarez Devroy, India, Situ, India, Deputy General Secretary. Camarade Devroy, please. Sunarmo, are you here from Indonesia? Some of our colleagues. Come, Sunarmo. Come here, Sunarmo. Some of our colleagues, they have problem because for their flights. Also, I have problem. We need to go to airport. And Sunarmo from Indonesia, Kasbi. From Italy, Pierpaolo Leonardi. Pierpaolo Leonardi, now new coordinator for European Regional Office of WFTU. Andrei Prigor from Kazakhstan. Bobby, you are lucky because just now Maria gave me paper that from Libya we received from the President of National Union the letter, and they told us, they said us that Faraj al-Dib, they nominate and authorized to be member of Presidential Council. So, Camarade Faraj al-Dib from Libya. Alvaro López Ríos, Mexico. Profe, come here, please. Premal Canal from Nepal. I inform in the Presidential Council that Profe, our members in Mexico, they have more than 1,500,000 members, our unions in agriculture workers, etc. in Mexico, with the coordinator Alvaro Lopez. They have more than 1,500,000 members. So, Nicaragua is absent. Isaka Abdu, Niger. Isaka, member of Parliament. Viva Isaka. Leiki absent. From Palestine, Abdul Kader Abdallah, Suzanne Salam, Palestine. And also member of Presidential Council from Palestine, our Camarade Blandi, Mohammed Blandi, from Palestine. Para Heroica CZTP Peru, Gustavo Minaya. Minaya, come here to continue the role and the position of Valentin Pacho. Minaya, Vice President, Minaya, Vice President of Presidential Council. Gustavo Minaya. Perpetua, he is absent. Evgeny Kulikov, Russia. Evgeny. Evgeny. Ура, ура! Sene, Kamarat Sheikh Alassane Sene, FGTS, Senegal, Kamarat Sene. Awashi, from UTS, Awashi women, come here. Luismi from Spanish State, Luismi, Miguel Busto, Luismi, with the better campaign for his election all over the world. You sent it letter in favor of Luismi. Viva Luismi, member of Presidential Council. You know that Comrade Kim Boix, Kim, are you here, Kim? Yes, Kim. Very old and very respect comrade. He told me, George, from Spain, it will be useful absolutely to be Luismi in Presidential Council 5 months ago. I told Kim, you know that you are not yesterday in unions and you know that Congress will decide. Immediately, Kim prepared a letter and to send all over the world that, comrades, you need to support Luismi Brutus to be a member of Presidential Council in the next 18 Congress. And some comrades, for example, from India, they ask, George, who is this Luismi? Yes. You know, Comrade De Bruyne, yes. And some others from other countries, other continents. I told them he is very good comrade. He is on behalf of Kim Boix. On behalf of Kim Boix. Okay, we support. Yes. But Kim organized the best campaign all over the world. Congratulations, Kim. Now, Janaka Tikari from Sri Lanka. Janaka. Comrade Jamal Kadri, Vice President from Syria. Heroic GFTU, Vice President of WFTU. And also Adnan Azuz, member of Secretariat. I think that they are busy. Heri Munda from Tanzania. New member of WFTU, very strong union, and also new cadre of WFTU Presidential Council. Comrade Heri, welcome. Comrade Beki, General Secretary of COSATU, very famous leader all over the world. And we invite Becky as Vice President of WFTU to be with us. Comrade Becky. Mike, where is Becky? Mike informed me just now that already left because of his flight. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because also Becky, he elected vice president of our presidential council. Louise, Sri Lanka, Syria, Tanzania, Turkey. Ali Reza Kuzukosmanoglu. Ali Reza from Turkey, leader of Nakliyat Ish, vice president of WFTU. Marco Tulio Diaz from Venezuela, from construction workers, member of Presidential Council. Arthur Sequeira from Portugal, observer in the member of Secretariat, member of Secretariat. Now I will give you two very. Also, all we are important, but you know that, first of all, Cliff Smith from USA, member of Secretariat. And estimate Camarade Vice President WFTU from VGCL Vietnam, Nguyen Dinh Han, Vice President of WFTU. Ali Yassin, I will invite only the President of Financial Control Committee, yes, because already we are so much. Okay. The President of Financial Control Committee elected our Comrade Venkatachalam, President of IBEA from India, very big union, and these are our leaders. Now, comrades, excuse me, Per Paolo, because I am tired. You know, I was many hours next to Cynthia, and Per Paolo just now told me that, George, you forgot Cynthia. Yes, Cynthia de la Porta, miembro of Secretariat. Cynthia, please, excuse me. Next to President. When I elected General Secretary, we had that time one woman in the Secretariat. But the last 13 years, we were without women as member of Secretariat. Now, Cynthia, she will open the Secretariat of WFTU. Congratulations. Now, comrades, I don't know if I forget, I apologize, but now it is the most important time to invite the new General Secretary, who has a big experience. He was for many years Vice President of WFTU. He is not cadre of WFTU from yesterday, but from 2000 he was Vice President of WFTU. Also, he was for the last 10 years Coordinator of European Regional Office. He has experience, militant spirit, and we need to be all together next to him to support WFTU. New General Secretary, with all our votes and all our positive feelings, are the Comrade Bambis Kiritsis from PO Cyprus. Bambis Kiritsis.
Viva Babis Kiritsis! Viva new General Secretary!
Viva WFTU! Dear Comrade George Mavrikos, dear colleagues, comrades, first of all, I would like to congratulate all of these comrades that will be our next collective leadership for the next 5 years. I'm sure that together, in a militant spirit, collectively, united, we will fight as one to implement the decisions of this Congress. I'm very optimistic because of that, because even we discussed a lot, even we have opinions, and we say our opinions very clearly and with courage, at the end, we are united. And we are in a position to protect the rights of the workers and promote the goals and the targets of our federation. Again, I would like to thank all of you, and especially the members of the Presidential Council that they elected me as a General Secretary of the WFTU. I want to thank all of you for your trust. It is a great honor for me personally, of course, and it is a great honor for my organization, PO of Cyprus. PO is not a big one as a number of members. And Cyprus, of course, is not a big country. But I believe we have a long tradition of struggles, a very developed working movement, left-wing movement, revolutionary movement, and the election of me in this position, I have to say that it is very honored for all of these people in Cyprus who worked for a long time inside the lines of WFTU, because PO is one of the founded organizations of WFTU since the first Congress of this federation. I am aware of the responsibility I take on. WFTU carries a long and glorious history of struggle, and in current condition, it has a very important role to play in coordinating and guiding the class-oriented labor movement throughout the world. I feel this responsibility even greater, having in mind that I replace George Mavrikos, a comrade who has sealed with his 17th year presence at the helm of WFTU a course of great organizational development and substantial expansion of its prestige and its influence. A comrade with moral and political weight, who with his personal example managed to inspire again the respect in the leadership and in the procedures of our federation after a difficult period of regressions and uncertainty. When we agreed and reconfirmed that WFTU should continue to exist and that after Havana, a new beginning should be made with new leadership and modern, democratic, and transparent procedures. All of us, we know very well how heavy the burden was lifted by the leadership and the Secretary General of the WFTU, and how big progress and improvement have been made since then. Obviously, I undertake in better conditions. The operation of our federation today is not characterized neither by bureaucracy, neither by inaction, and nor by fatalism. Today it is an active organization operating in a spirit of collectivity and democratic participation, having positions and proposals, and having active members whose presence and role in all continents and in all sectors is essential and very distinct. Nevertheless, in order to fulfill my role, I will definitely need everyone's support and cooperation. And I'm sure I will have it, especially the cooperation of Comrade George Mavrikos, whom, of course, we did not demobilize. It's clear for him. But we will certainly use him in every possible way. The same goes for other comrades with a great offer, like Comrade Pacho, Comrade Mahadevan, and others, who will be included in the honored category of WFTU veterans. Our 18th Congress has highlighted with clarity the fields in which the global class trade union movement is called to give its battles and to realize its goals. It has set priorities for more productive and effective intervention, a stronger and more united front in workers' struggles. The battles that await us will be hard and difficult. We have no illusions. In the war between labor and capital, imposed on us by the barbaric, exploitative nature of the capitalist system, the balance of power at the moment is not such as to ensure us everywhere and always victorious results. We know that, as we also know that this balance of power would be very different if an important part of the trade union movement were not under the dependence and political and ideological influence of the dominant circles of capitalism. If this part would set its priorities in line with the class interests of the workers and not the interest of anyone else, in such a case, there is no doubt that the ability of workers to resist attacks and impose policies that respect their achievements and rights would certainly be much greater. The situation regarding living and working conditions would also be very different. The class consistency certainly does not characterize the whole trade union movement, but it does characterize the forces that unite in WFTU. We are different. That is why the mechanisms of the system have tried and are still trying with blackmails and exclusions to erase, if possible, the class pole of the World Trade Union movement. They tried to proclaim the universal alignment of the trade union movement with the logic of integration and assimilation into the imperialist New World Order. But they did not manage to dissolve us, nor to silence us, nor to assimilate us. We are here, armed with the decisions of our Congress, full of determination to change the balances, to resist fatalism, and to capitulation, to defend the rights of workers, to defend collective bargaining and collective agreements, to oppose the privatization and destruction of the welfare state. We are here, united with collective decisions, with theses and priorities that unite us. We develop actions, we strengthen solidarity, we lead struggles, we intervene where the decisions concerning the workers are made. We are here organized with a presence in all corners of the earth, with trade unions representing over 110 million members. We are here structured with collective leadership and guidance, with regional offices on all continents, with TOIs covering almost all areas of economic activity. And most important, we are here to inspire workers with a vision of a world without imperialist wars, without interventions, without human-to-human exploitation. We are here to fight for the satisfaction of our contemporary needs against imperialist capitalist barbarity. We are here for the liberation of the working class, for peace and socialism. Long live the unity and the solidarity of the workers all over the world. Long live WFTU. Anticapitalista, anti-imperialista.
Anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist.
Now, comrades, colleagues, all of us, we can go back to our countries and deliver the message, the strong message of this Congress, that we are here fighting and we are determined to change the balances and to implement our targets. Long live the unity and the united strengthening of the power of the working class.
For the struggle carries on.
Dear comrades, dear delegates, we close our successful 18th Congress. And if what we have done in this day it is possible, we have to thank you, WFTU staff, USB staff, the technicians that help us, the interpreters. The interpreters, most of them are no workers. They have done all this work, and what we have done is possible because all these comrades, militant workers with us. So thank you to all the delegates, but thank you to all the comrades helped us. Remember to leave the headphone. Please remember to leave the headphone.
In 1945 in Paris you were born. Since then like a tall cypress you have grown, with a bright red flag and a bright sun. With international solidarity has gone, with a bright red flag and a bright sun. With international solidarity has gone. And white against exploitation, for a just society with class orientation. Viva la FSM, anticapitalista. Viva la FSM, antiimperialista. Your heart like the sea. All the workers' waltz, it holds all the Asian and African folks. Your class-oriented action became a famous song. In Latin America, Europe and the Middle East, it has been so strong. You gather blacks and whites against exploitation for a just society with class orientation. Viva la FSM, anticapitalista. Viva la FSM, antiimperialista. Viva la FSM, anticapitalista. Viva la FSM.